Hello, this is Jacob Sherman, and this is my PowerPoint for the final project. We called it Linux Gateway because I'm boring like that. So the goal was to develop a WSN to measure temperature. Let's see, so I wanted to show that I understood BeagleBone Black and the CC1350. And this goal is achieved by interfacing the BeagleBone Black with a pair of CC1350s with one measuring temperature and then sending that information back to the other one, which then gets sent to the BeagleBone Black. So, yeah, this is basically what I just said. It isn't a terribly useful project because, I don't know, it's just some temperature sensors. But anyway. So yeah, I used BeagleBone Black, 2 CC1350s, 3 USB cables, an Ethernet cable, and an FTDI cable. So yeah, I used Uniflash, the Linux Gateway SDK, TerraTerm for the terminal, and Win32 Disk Imager for burning the image onto the SD card. Okay, and then this is a schematic. So you have your computer connected to the BeagleBone Black through FTDI cable. From the BeagleBone Black to the coprocessor, which is one of the CC1350s, by USB cable. Then through RF connection, it connects to the sensor CC1350, which is powered by a USB cable. Yeah, so not a whole lot needed to be done beforehand. Just install Linux Gateway SDK, probably on a Linux virtual machine, or at least that's what I did. So you start with using Uniflash to program each of the CC1350s. One gets programmed with sensor default, and the other one gets programmed with coprocessor .hex, because they're hex files. Let's see. So then I burn the SD card using Win32. Oh, that is slightly lower than it's supposed to be. Anyway, the next thing is to install Linux Gateway SDK. I mean, you could do that beforehand. It doesn't really matter. Wow, these pictures are all slightly lower. I wonder why. Anyway, connect the FTDI cable to the BeagleBone Black and then to your computer. Then you run the terminal, set it to the COM port for the FTDI cable. In my case, I was using a chip, but it's the same thing. You gotta use the right baud rate and all this other stuff, which is shown here. Let's see. Connect the Ethernet cable and plug in the SDI chip. Oh, that's not actually in the picture here, but yeah, you're supposed to plug in the SD card. It's right here, SD card. Then after you have all that connected, you press and hold the boot select button, which is this button right here, for a few seconds while supplying power. And after 5 to 10 seconds, you'll see these LEDs flash over here. Once it's up and running, you'll see this in your terminal. If you use ifconfig, this will pop up, and this tells you the IP address of the BeagleBone Black. See, there's a specific IP address that BeagleBone Black will use if the BeagleBone Black is only connected to your computer. But once you connect the Ethernet cable like we did, it can get a different IP address, and likely your IP address will be different from mine. So you have to locate bbb_prebuilt.tar.gz in the Linux Gateway SDK. So it should be inside the pre-built directory inside the main SDK folder, which will be at this, or at least for me, was at this directory. You copy that file over to the BeagleBone Black, which you can either use a flash drive or you can use the scp command if they're on the same network, or your computer and the BeagleBone Black. Yeah, and then once it's on the BeagleBone Black, just extract it. Let's see. So then attach the coprocessor to the BeagleBone Black. Then you can type in this command, and it will show. For me, it shows this, and it's supposed to show this. If it shows a different number, like if it doesn't have the 0, then you'll have to change something in prebuilt/bin/collector.cfg. Just change where it says TTY ACM0 to whatever numbers you have. Well, whichever number you have, you'll have to use one of them. Let's see. So, oh yeah. So what I've discovered is that in the SDK, there's actually an error, and so this is because when you extract this tar file, right? It extracts run_gateway.sh to prebuilt/gateway/gateway and not prebuilt/gateway. And so as you can see here, it says gateway directory is here/gateway, here being wherever run_demo.sh is, I think. And so you have to change it to say /gateway/gateway so that it goes, an extra level deeper in order to actually find the correct file. I think alternatively, you could just move the file up a directory if you want, but then all the other stuff would still be in that directory, so it would be a little weird. So yeah, now that we have the error fixed, we can actually run the application, which you do by doing, when you're in the pre-built directory, use /run_demo.sh. Let's see, eventually display the address of the collector app. Yes, so after you run run_demo.sh, it should show this, as there's a little bit more above and below, above it, but all you need is this right here. This will be the URL of the collector app, which you can see here, and yeah, so then you'll have the application running. Now you need to connect in the sensor pad to some power in order for it to turn on. Since we already used the Uniflasher on it, so it's already programmed and everything, and it doesn't lose the programming when it turns off. But you might need to reset it. In order to do that, you need to hold down this button over here, button 2, then press and release the reset button over here. And then after you've released the reset button, then you can release button 2, and that should reset it. And then after a few seconds, it should connect to the collector app, and you'll see it pop up here. Before it pops up here, so after you do that, you need to hit open over here. Then after a few seconds, it'll pop up here. Yeah, that could be confusing. I think this is supposed to show slightly different. I think it's supposed to be 2 dots. I don't know why it shows 1, but so then you're supposed to wait for the temperature data to appear, but for whatever reason, in my tests, they do not appear, and sometimes the boards just disconnect for no reason. So this is what you're supposed to see, but this is what I actually see. The sensor data never updates, it just remains dashes, and that's it. Yeah, it just remains dashes. The RSSI doesn't update either, and it grays out, and it says in the terminal that it didn't receive a response or something like that, which I assume means that it lost connection. So this is the block diagram from before, but with some images on it, because, images. But yeah, so you have your computer connected by FTDI cable to your BeagleBone Black. From the BeagleBone Black, you're connected to the coprocessor by USB. Coprocessor, it's the same thing as I went over before. This is a link to the demo, and then, yeah, so conclusion, I failed to actually get anything out. Couldn't get any sensor data. The boards would disconnect constantly. I've shown it here again. This is it disconnected for no good reason. Not sure why. And as a result of that, I really couldn't do anything with sensors, which was kind of the whole point of this project, but I don't have any more time. And I really don't know how to troubleshoot it, unfortunately. I mean, I already troubleshooted one bug, and then I just ran into another bug, and I didn't know how to troubleshoot this one. I tried. I didn't really know what to do, unfortunately, because, yeah. Anyway, so this is the presentation.